Good evening, PD peeps. Yes, it's me again, your boy, El Profesor, here for the Q&A session. It is Wednesday. It is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, which means that I'm about to get down on this Q&A thing and answer some questions from all of my subscribers out there in the live stream. Yes, you know, this is subscribers only, okay? Anybody can watch, but only the subscribers can ask me questions in this live stream, baby. So, you guys know the routine. I'm going to be here for 1 hour, okay? After that, I got a jet, got to get out of here, hang out with my wife, you know, do the husband thing. You know how it is, ladies. You know how it is. We got to be there for our women. We got to support them, and we got to show them attention, love, and care. So that's what I'm going to do after this hour of Q&A, okay? So I'm going to get right down to business by talking to a few of the people in the chat. Then we're going to get some questions answered. We're going to jump into a few other topics along the way. We're going to make it a fun and engaging live stream. And first order of the day is, if you're in this live stream and you have not click-clack the like button, click-clack the like button, all right? If you're watching this live stream and you like this content, send a message to YouTube. Let them know that you love these live streams, so push it out to more people, all right? First and foremost, we got my girl Sue, Video Moments Productions from San Diego. She's home alone tonight while our two guys are at the AEW wrestling show tonight. Ooh, so they're enjoying some of that crazy wrestling stuff. You know how the guys get down and beat each other like animals. They manhandle each other and thrash each other against the ropes and all of that beautiful thing that we men love to see. So I hope you two guys have a lot of fun tonight and they enjoy the wrestling, and you get a little break away from the gentlemen tonight. So take care of yourself, Sue. My head moderator in charge, one of my moderators from the Facebook PowerDirector Users Group. All right. And then, of course, Pollyanna's World. She made it tonight. She didn't make it last week, but she made it tonight. She watched the replay. Pollyanna says, "Good evening, everyone. This is Pollyanna checking in from Holmesdale, PA." All right. Pennsylvania, the great state. And we got D-Vids. It says, "Hello. Hello, D-Vids. How you doing, sir? Nice to see you." All right. So he also has a comment here. So D-Vid says, "Hello, boss. I just ordered a new PC. It's coming next week, but I was wondering if you use a Stream Deck for editing and if you think it's worth buying. Thanks for all your great tips and tricks." So I don't use a Steam Deck for editing, a Stream Deck for editing, but it's really dependent upon you and what you prefer, right? It's really good to have those shortcuts you can use on the Stream Deck to go ahead and get things done within your editing workflow. It's really easy if they have like a PowerDirector, I guess, preset or template for PowerDirector stuff that you can get used to using. Only issue with that is once you become used to that, you trying to forget what the other keyboard shortcut keys are, and mouse commands and things like that. So that's the only thing. I don't use it. I probably don't really think that I would ever use it for that type of function, but to each his own. You may love it. It may be something that's really, really worth your while. Iron Phoenix says, "How art thou, my brethren?" Well, you know, I'm doing all right, my brother. I'm doing all right. You know, my brethren. Just trying to hold it down on this live stream, answer a few questions, you know, have a little fun. It's, you know how it goes. Steve Williams says, "Made it. Just in the nick of time." Steve Williams, as always, comes through in the clutch. Another one of my Facebook Users Group moderators in the house, checking out the live stream. Thanks for coming through, Steve. Appreciate you, man. Donna C is in the house, and Donna says, "Hi from New Jersey." What's going on, Donna? Thank you for joining us for this live stream. Appreciate you dropping through this evening. All right. First order of the day. I've been talking to a lot of people on Facebook, and the funny thing is, a lot of them make comments about the user interface, right? And how it's different. Like some people will say they'll watch a new video for PowerDirector 21. I have PowerDirector 365. PowerDirector 365 uses the current version of PowerDirector. Right now, the current version is PowerDirector 21, and it's the ultimate version of that. So when I make my tutorials, there's some people who sometimes say, hey, the buttons are in different places and this, that, and the other. Where's this stuff at? And I'm like, okay, so what version of PowerDirector do you have? Right? And so sometimes they'll say PowerDirector 365. And I'm like, all right, so have you updated through the application manager to the current version of PowerDirector 21? Sometimes they haven't, then they're like, oh, okay, so that's why it changed, yada, yada. Sometimes there's people who are using like PowerDirector 18 or PowerDirector 19, and the interface is totally different compared to those versions of the software. But then I also have people who will watch an old video, like an old video that's like 5 years old, and they'll say, hey, my interface looks totally different than yours. I'm like, okay, you do realize if you look right under the video, it says 5 years ago. So there's been a lot of changes in the last 5 years. So with that being the case, I want to kind of give everybody get everybody up to speed on the current user interface of the software. So when you open up PowerDirector, you might see this screen. It says, what's new in May? So it actually gives you okay, this is new. First and foremost, it tells you number 1 is new, number 2, 3, 4, and it gives you a breakdown about the restoration assistant, yada, yada, yada. Just tells you about different things that are in the program now and how it's different. You can close that out. You can also go across here at the bottom, the restoration assistant, and enhance the customization of your titles. You got body effects that are new. You got this new launcher. So when you first open the program, you get the option to go to recent projects that were open, or open a new project, change your aspect ratio, all that stuff. A lot of good stuff. New content. It talks about the social media templates that they have, the minimalist outros, sound effects, home and daily things, sound effects. Talks about some Memorial Day stickers and vintage titles that are new, because the vintage titles have already been there, but they added some new ones in there. So it just gives you a quick breakdown. If you want to know what's new, you want to see the new content, you want to see the new thing, this is, when you open it up, you should have these options here. Also, when you open up the program, you might also see that I just opened it up out of the blue today. When I opened it, the little pop-up box for the survey opened in the bottom right corner. Now, when I clicked on it, it said you already completed the survey, right? It's not going to let me do it again. But it actually had the prompt to go ahead and open the survey. So I don't know if any of you have seen it. If any of you have seen it, if it's happening for other people, especially if you're not in the United States, because some people felt like they didn't get the survey because they were outside of the United States. I don't know if that's the case or not. So here we are at the interface. Whenever you see something new, you'll see that there's a little blue dot, or it'll say new, like that right there. See how it says new to the left? This is the new section, so of course there's all kind of new things in here. But each one of these other areas here will say new next to it if it has something new in that category. There's new graduation stuff, new wedding stuff in here. These are all the intro templates and stuff like that. Video intros and outros. I don't really use these a lot, so the reason why I said that these are all new, you might be looking at this like, hey, this stuff ain't new. It's probably not new because I just don't use the intros and outros a lot. So because I don't go here frequently, it still says new next to all these things. So probably it'll go away once I leave the area or once I go look at whatever the new stuff is in here. But that's what it looks like when it has new things. You got some new titles here. So if we go to what's new, it'll just show the new titles. Go to popular, it'll show all the popular ones, but there's some new ones listed in there as well. Effects, we got some new effects here. So you see these different kind of transition effects, whatever you want to call them. They're stickers. And then you got popular transitions on here. You got effects. So you see all the stuff here. You get the freaking idea, people. New stuff, it'll show it to you when you go into the different areas. So if you don't frequent some of these areas a lot, like I don't go to the intros and outros a lot, you might not even know that you got new stuff in here that came with the latest version of the software and the content updates that they provide with Cyberlink. So just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown on that because a lot of people saying, hey, things are different. The buttons are different. Yeah, the buttons are different. If you like add something here, and if I have a tutorial that shows like edit tools, like different drop downs they used to have here. They used to have the designer drop down, PIP designer, mass designer. Used to be all type of drop downs from the tools section here. There's no tools section here anymore. If you click edit, you got your tools here, right? So you can open and close them and show them here. Got all those things here that used to be here. It's a better user experience if you ask me, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of people asking questions about stuff like that. So I wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of how that works. All right, let me get back to the chat here, see what we got. Chloe Adele says, hello from Australia. What's going on, Chloe? Thank you for joining us from down under. MB says, hey, everyone, taking a break from some late night editing for some PDU goodness. I love it when you take your breaks for the PDU goodness, MB. Thank you for being a regular and always stopping through, hanging out with us. So Sue says, when PD transfers over to iStock on June 12th, does anyone know if we must download a new PD version? So you probably will need to use the application designer to update the PowerDirector version. So let's see here. So if we open the Cyberlink application manager, there's an update for the application manager is available. So I'm going to have to hit start and let it actually update that. So hopefully I don't, lose you guys or whatever here. Yeah, let me fade this back in because things are looking a little screwy on that monitor. I don't think it liked that, what I just did. I think it froze it. Yeah, my multicam view is not happy with me right now. Let me do something real quick, people. Excuse me for a second. Well, still not working. Sorry, guys. Got an error on here. It's not working out for me. Won't let me fix it. Might just have to shut this down and open it back up again. So, my apology for that. But anyway, let me just make my point here, even though you can't see what I'm talking about now because the stupid screen froze on me. But when you open up the CyberLink Application Manager, it's going to have the list of the programs that you have. So if you have Director Suite, you'll see like Audio Director, Photo Director, Power Director, Color Director, yada, yada, yada. And next to Power Director is going to ask you to update, right? So when it updates, what it'll do is it'll change the interface so that Shutterstock is not going to be available anymore, right? And it's also probably going to have some changes to the interface because it's going to have the that meta music that is through, like, you know it's Facebook, right? It's called Meta now. So it's going to have integrated music from Meta in there as well. So because of the fact that Shutterstock is going to be removed and Meta is going to be added, I'm pretty sure that you will have to update your version of PowerDirector in order to see the changes. So now, if you don't update, will you still be able to access Shutterstock? I don't think so. Simply because the license agreement isn't going to be there anymore. You'll probably be able to go in and access it, but you won't be able to download anything. You'll probably be able to see the previews and all that type of good stuff, but you won't be able to download Shutterstock stuff anymore. Once that date arrives when they switch out Shutterstock and move in more assets from iStock by Getty Images, as well as the Meta music catalog that they're bringing in. So keep that in mind. All right, let's see here. Got me all upset. This silly thing not working like it's supposed to. Get on my nerves, man. All right, let's see. Mo's Game Table says, evening, everyone. What's going on, Mo? Thank you for stopping through. Steve says, D-Vids, I bought a Stream Deck cheap, and I can say that it isn't worth getting for PD. It's a neat device, but shortcut keys are way, way faster. Yeah, I would agree. In my own preference, I would just keep using the hotkeys or shortcut keys with PowerDirector. MB said, I live in Ireland and I got the survey today. So it is not just a U.S. thing. I guess the survey is popping up worldwide on a PC near you. Cyber Editing says, hi there, back from Everest. Complain about PD365. My custom text templates are regularly deleted whenever PD has an update. Very frustrating. Yeah, I don't know why that is, man, because I have custom titles and they don't get deleted at all. I mean, wish I could show you my screen, but obviously, like I said right now, my other screen is frozen. I can talk, but my screen's frozen. I got the same picture on the screen from 10 minutes ago, which is not what's on my actual screen. I promise you, this is not what is on my screen. That's not on there. It's not on there, but it's showing like it is. But if I go to my titles, even though you can't see me going here, and I go to like my favorites, all my favorites are saved. My custom titles, all my custom titles are still here. All the custom titles I make, so I'm not having that issue. So I can't really call it like why you're having that issue. Have no ungodly idea why. Let's see. Sue said no survey for me yet. David said I ordered an i5 1360 or 13600K with the RTX 3070 Ti along with the 64 gigabyte DDR5 memory. You reckon these specs will be sufficient? I usually edit in 1080p, but I'm wondering if I could also take on 4K. So you got 64 gigabytes of RAM. That's a plus. The i5 processor, I probably would have went with i7. i5 might be enough for 1080p though. I probably wouldn't try to do 4K without an i7, depending on the speed of the processor, right? Just because it's i7, I mean, I know it's going to have more cores, but it doesn't mean that the speed of the processor is as fast as it should be. I'd probably go like a i7 high 200s, 300s processor speed. And graphics card, to me, and if you watch my last video that I made about editing tips, 5 editing tips, your GPU on your graphics card will help you if you push the process of rendering to your GPU on your graphics card. That's about it. It's not really big on helping you to like go through the editing process or flow. It's only for like rendering or exporting, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, the main 2 things that help you have a smooth editing process is your RAM and your processor. Anything else after that is good based on what specifically you're trying to do. So a lot of people talk about having an SSD to edit on. You can edit on a hard drive or SSD. You probably won't even notice the difference too much, depending on probably the age of the hard drive. But at the end of the day, the SSD gives you the capability of having storage that's more reliable, less prone to like being corrupt or getting messed up because it's bumped or hit or whatever. It's not really going to do much to change your editing experience. Some people swear that it does. I'm gonna let them have it. I'm not gonna argue with them. Say what you want, but it's not really big on that. Like people say you edit on your SSD and it's faster. I've edited on both and I haven't seen any difference whatsoever on speed of editing. But your processor speed, yeah, that makes a big difference. Your RAM, yeah, that makes a big difference. So it is what it is. All the specs that you want to have, really it boils down to the first thing I would worry about is my processor and then my RAM. After that, the other things help with certain aspects of editing. So Steve said no survey for him either. And then we got our late great, the late man, the man who loves showing up fashionably late to every live stream, Kentucky Ranger. How you doing, late man? Thank you for showing up. I always appreciate the fact that you show up, though, because you always add great context to the conversation. Kentucky Ranger said they changed everything. Yeah, they sure did, didn't they? Steve reminding you guys to hit the like button. Por favor. You can get off of this crazy frozen screen. And Mo said he's not late because he came when he wanted to, and I believe that. Believe that wholeheartedly. I think he likes coming in late and getting. He likes me to hit him up with a few jabs here and there for being here late. I think he does it on purpose. Kentucky Ranger says, D-Vids, those sound like some really good specs. I'd say 4K would be pretty easy for it. Good to know. right, let's see here. David says, thank you once again for doing this, man. You're the GOAT. I stay up for this in the middle of the night. Greetings from Belgium. Now go spoil that lady of yours. Yeah, I should be spoiling her right now, shouldn't I? It ain't that time yet. This is getting close, though. Getting pretty close, but you know, we still got 30-something minutes to go ahead and have some fun, so let's keep it going. Chris Willems 13 says, does PD have the capability to do video transfer? Not sure what you mean, video transfer. Like, can you be more specific? Like, to me, video transfer could be, hey, I have a video on my SD card and I make a project, make a video, and I transfer it to a flash drive. I don't know what you mean by video transfer. VHS to digital. Somebody else asked them that too. They're like, what are you talking about, Chris Willems? So David said, nice. Thanks, Kentucky Ranger. I went for I-5 because it's more, what did he say? Power efficient and generates less heat. Yes, it is. And yes, it does as well. So yeah, Chris Willems says he meant VHS to digital. And I'm going to say no. You need specific hardware to do that, or you will need a specific application that its purpose is to transfer VHS to digital. So I know that there used to be like a different hardware out there that you can use to connect through USB, like your VHS player. Like it would have like RCA jacks on it. Plug those RCA jacks into your VHS player and then plug the USB on that piece of hardware into your PC. And then it will take that analog VHS into whatever program you're editing as digital, and you can go ahead and do whatever transfer changes and stuff that you want to make. Not sure if those types of devices are still out there. I guess they probably should be. I don't think they would not be. But there's also got to be some software out there that you might be able to use if you have already digitized that analog footage. But usually you need some type of hardware to connect to the analog player to your PC. So the PowerDirector does not have that. Donna C said, Shutterstock is going, so is there a replacement? So there's not really a replacement, but there's already iStock by Getty Images, which PowerDirector already has integrated into it along with Shutterstock. And what's happening is PowerDirector is going to have more videos and more images under iStock by Getty Images, and they're getting rid of Shutterstock. From the music side, like I said, it's going to be Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram and all of that. They're going to provide the music. So D-Vids with the epic super chat of 5, looks like euros. He said, a little gift for all the work you do. Hope this YouTube channel works out for you in the end. You deserve it. Thank you. I appreciate that wholeheartedly. It means a lot to me that you took the time to do that. And also, I want to give a shout out to all of my Team PDU people in the room, like Pollyanna's World. She always supports me every month with by joining Team PDU. So thank you so much for that. I also want to thank Chris Willems 13 for the $2 epic super sticker. Appreciate you, my friend, for that. All of these contributions helping to support the channel really means a lot to me. So thank you, Pollyanna's World, for being a member of the channel. Thank you, Chris Willems And thank you, DVids. All right. Let's see. Huh? And Pollyanna said, every time Mo comes on, why do I think Three Stooges? Because Mo's crazy like that. Because he's a stooge. He's funny as heck. Scotty's Clockworld says, hi Malik, hello from Australia. I finally got around to subbing after quite a long time watching your excellent toots. Thank you so much, Scotty. Hey, I understand how it goes, man. A lot of people just watch the content on YouTube. Views are appreciated. Don't ever think that they're not appreciated, because views are what drives people to the channel. Watch time. Those things drive monetization. They drive people to the spot. So thank you for the views. Also, appreciate the sub, because it's just an indicator of that my channel is a strong channel. I mean, the more people you have subscribing, it helps to create that perception that you're a trusted source. So thank you for that, man. Scotty Clockwork said, a question about audio ducking for you. If I might. Yes, you may. Yes, you may. When setting up audio ducking in PowerDirector 365, can the volume of the background music track be set to not change during the audio ducking? So help me understand, what would be the purpose of the audio ducking if you do not want the music to go up and down? Do you want to just stay? If you want your music to stay at a certain volume, then you shouldn't use audio ducking. You should just use the keyframes and move them to the level that you want at the beginning and the end of the music. So let's say you have a music track, background music. Left click on it. Then click on keyframe. When you click on that, go over to the left. You'll see on the left there's a volume section. Open that section up. Move your playhead all the way to the beginning and create a keyframe there and set the level where you want it to be. Move your playhead all the way to the end, set another keyframe, and move that level to the same level as the first one, and then it'll be the same all the way across. Another thing you could do is just left click on the audio that you're using, the music. Place your cursor over the line, the audio line. Hold down your left mouse and just drag it to where you want the audio to be the whole time. So there's a lot of options on what you can do to do that. If you just want your audio to be the same, just lower than the speaker and the same the whole way through, audio ducking isn't the right tool for that. That's why it's called ducking. It ducks. It goes up and down. Like when you duck, you duck. You don't stay down forever. You come back up at some point. That's why it's called audio ducking. Chloe Adele said, I hear there's a new AI feature on PowerDirector 365. Can you explain a little on how it works and how to access it? So the AI features that they have right now are called, there's a bunch of different AI features. It depends. There's like sound ones. There's the audio there's restoration. There's body effects. There's so many. I don't even know like where to start. I would be probably talking for quite some time. So first thing, accessing them. If you place a video clip in a timeline and you click on edit right above that, then you'll see that there are different types of adjustments that you can access. You'll see that there's an AI style plugin at the bottom of tools. There's an AI sky replacement at the bottom of tools. If you go up to the top and click the audio tab, you'll see that there's speech enhancement, which is AI, and then there's restoration assistant, which is AI. So those are some under the edit function, different things you can get to. And then if you go to the effects room and you go to body effects, these effects are all AI body effects that you can use with PowerDirector. So that's basically the gist of them. If I left any out, anybody else can kind of touch base on where they are and what they do. Catching with Key TV said, "What's up, everyone? What's going on, Key TV? Thank you for joining me again. You've been missing in action, buddy. MIA. Bring yourself back into the fold." Sue says she has an SSD, an i7 processor, and 16 gigs of RAM and still has editing freezing issues. It's probably the RAM. I mean, that would be my main thing. Like, personally, depending on what type of video you're trying to use, what other programs you have running in the background, things like that, what file formats you're using, all those things come into play. The more memory you have, the better experience you're going to have. The i7 processor, probably great. Like I said, also depends on the speed of that processor. So if you have an i7, but it's a slower processor, that could impact it. RAM, I probably wouldn't go anything lower than 32 gigs of RAM. 64 is like awesome. But 16 is like right to me. I think 8 to 16, that's like the minimum to even like do anything. If you don't want as many freezes and crashes and things like that, you got to step up to 32. And make sure that your processor, it's an i7, but make sure, I would probably try to get like a 300 gigahertz i7 processor. I know all that stuff costs money, but sometimes you got to pay for the type of editing experience that you want to have. Yeah, Steve said there's little difference between SSD and HD except for loading and saving assets. Yeah, then SSD rules supreme. Big disk only really affects large files. Yeah, true. Moses, he comes in late so everyone's settled in when he plays the intro music, just like Elvis. Key TV says here, soaking up the game. We appreciate you, Malik. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Oh my God, cranking and yanking. He's cranking it and yanking it. What's going on, man? He says hi, folks. How you doing, brother? I'm not gonna get into the innuendos today. I'm not gonna do it. Donna C says, I still recommend leave it to the professionals to convert VHS to digital. I have the cable converters, and the transfer was terrible on pixelation. Yeah, I mean, even with the experts, I mean, in my experience, I mean, anybody here can correct me because I could be totally wrong on this. Then it's never going to look as good as a video that was originally digital, like 1080p or higher, right? You're going from an analog source, pixelation, the resolution, it's just not going to be up to snuff. Even if somebody converts it for you, they're not going to make it look pristine like it was the video you see in front of you right now, like me speaking to you. It's never going to look this good. I don't even know if you really want it to. To me, when you have that analog video like that and you transfer it to a digital format, to me, why not keep that original old school look to the video? Just because it's like in a digital format now, I just want it on digital so that I can watch it on things, so that I can manipulate it and get it to the different sources I want. I want it to look as crispy, as grainy, as all that as it looked originally, because I wanted to show that this is an old video. I wanted to come across to my viewer, man, this is from 1986. You know, that's just my preference. So, yeah, Kentucky Ranger said back in the day they had kits to transfer videotapes to digital media, but that was then. This is now. They don't really make much anymore. The best is to use a service to do it. Scotty's Clockwork said, I set my background music track to negative 22 dB on my videos. When I audio duck the video, the music track blasts out at 0 dBs. Far too loud. The video for my viewers. Yeah, like I said, I mean, manually. Just do it manually. Get it down the way you want it to be. I mean, if the audio ducking is impacting it in a negative way, then you got to do it manually. There's no way to just get it set to a specific volume that you want. Infinity Exchange says, does PowerDirector 21 support 10-bit 442 or MP4 420 and 422? I have PD19 and it's not compatible. So yes, it does. It just depends on what codec. Okay? Not every single codec on 420 or 422. Depends on the codec. I don't remember off the top of my head. I wish my freaking monitor would work so I could show you what I want to show you. But it doesn't. So I have to live with that. But if you go to the specs for PowerDirector, it'll tell you which codecs and color sampling it does accept. So let me pull this up real quick. You can't see me doing it. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna pull up my screen to pretend like you can see me. All right. So you just pretend that you see Google Chrome on the screen right now. All right, let's see. All right. All right. So I'm looking at a screen. So if you Google what are the system requirements of PowerDirector 21 365, then you might be able to just follow along with your boy. All right. Put it in the chat just in case anyone gives a rat's fat patootie and they want to follow along. If you look at the screen, you scroll down. Let's see. They changed the screen up a little bit on me. Let me see if I can find it here. Nope, they changed it. All right. Wrong search. Let's try this search. All right. Let's change that here. So I looked up a different search and I came up with the information I was looking for. So I'm putting that search term in the chat if anybody wants to go here. So it says, what are the supported file formats in Cyberlink PowerDirector 21 365? So at the top, it says video, 2D video. And it gives you the different file formats and codecs that it supports. And if you look near the end, you'll see on 1, 2, 3, the fourth line down, you'll see H.26, well, the third line down at the end, H.265, 8-bit or 10-bit 420 MP4, MKV, and MTS. So if you use H.265 HEVC 10-bit 420, yes, it will go ahead and handle that. Okay. Also, MXF, right? 420, 8-bit. Okay. MOV H.264, 8-bit 420. And Apple ProRes 10-bit 422. Also, YUV 10-bit 422. So, to answer your question, yes, it does support 420 and 422 based on what codec you use. So, if you're using a different codec that doesn't support, then it's not going to work for you. So, just want to put that out there. We got to be more specific sometimes in our questions. Like, MP4, you got H.265 420 10-bit. But if you had H.264 MP4, guess what? It wouldn't have the 420 color sampling. It wouldn't accept that, right? It has to be H.265 MP4. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but got to be specific on the codec that you want to use as well. David says, one more question. Is there a way to let PD save your cache files on a separate SSD or HD? Let's see. So if you go to Preferences and you go to Media Cache and you go to that screen, it does not give you an option to change the location. So all you can do is delete the files here in its native location. Doesn't look like you can change it. So I would say no to that. Facts in the Uncomfortable Truth with Bernard S. says, this guy deserves all the positive vibes from around the world. Once again, the videos have saved me so many projects I've done. Glad I have caught your life, and peace to the chat. Hey, thank you. I'm just going to call you Facts. I appreciate you, Facts, because your name is long, but I love it. Or maybe I should just call you Bernard, since that's your name. Let's see here. Broadcast Bascom says, I'm always looking for Android tutorials. Well, the channel for Android tutorials is PDU Mobile. This channel does PC tutorials. So if you're looking for Android or iOS, check me out at PowerDirector app or PDU Mobile. Either one of those should pull up my other channel. Pollyanna said, my programs never crashed. I drive carefully. I have i5 and SSD. Also a brand new Nissan Altima 2023. Ooh-wee! Sounds classy. Yep. Kentucky Ranger says the biggest bottleneck with video editing is hands down RAM size and speed. Yep. Those are the key factors right there. Sue says she has a VHS transfer, a 2007 Panasonic DVD converter. Huh. Well, that's still digital, you know. May not be like DVDs are SD though, so you're still gonna have the resolution pixelation issue and things like that though. Crank and the Yankee says never going to look better than the original source, but it needs to be done because VHS will be a thing of the past very soon. If you buy a VCR today, it will be expensive and hard to find. Yep, exactly. That's what I'm like. You know, don't worry about the quality. It's never gonna be better than the original. I mean, they can say they're gonna clean it up and this and the other. Get out of here. I don't believe none of that stuff. I want it to be the crispiness, the scratchy. Okay? The scratchiness that I had when it was made at first. Henry Gonzalez says, I currently have PowerDirector on a desktop. For Father's Day gift, my daughter plans on getting me a laptop. Can I have PowerDirector on both desktop and laptop at the same time? Thanks. So, you can have PowerDirector on 2 machines. Okay? Now, if you have PowerDirector 365, you can only access one of them at a time because it'll be looking for your license, your subscription to utilize it. So you can't like have them both up running at the same time. You might be able to get away with it for a few minutes, but eventually it's going to kick you out. But yes, you can put it on more than one machine. You can only use it on one machine at a time. Fact says that is true. If you look at old basketball games on TV, they look horrible. But our phone cameras on our phones look better than the 80s games. You are spot on. Donna says, that's why I keep some of the retro tech around. I still have my 20-plus-year-old VHS DVD player. LOL. That's funny. I don't think I have a DVD. I have a DVD player, but not a VHS DVD player. Ain't that something? The combo, baby. And when the combo came out, everybody, ooh, you fancy. You got a combo unit? Okay. Let's see. Kentucky Ranger says, I still have a DVD VHS player that can record VHS to DVD, and it still works really well. The problem many have is finding them anymore. Kentucky Ranger says, I'd say if you're dealing with odd audio and video codecs, use Audacity for the audio or Handbrake for video to convert them. Yep. Great suggestion. Cranking the Yankee says, minimum requirements sometimes will not allow you all the features of PowerDirector. You can run it on the minimum, but some features will not be available. Exactly. Like some features won't work. Your editing experience is going to be bad. It's all kind of things. Always, never go with the minimum specs. Never. Kentucky Ranger says, yes, I have PD365 on my desktop and laptop. Whenever I switch, I have to sign in again on the new machine I'm on. Yep. And Sue says she loves her DVD combo. I know it's fancy, girl. Pollyanna says, Henry Gonzalez, I also have PowerDirector 365 on both laptop and desktop. I hop back and forth between them. It just asks you if you want to activate it on the computer you're using. It works great. There you go. All right. Looks like I'm all caught up on my rigmarole, and I got 5 minutes left. So I did want to go ahead and hit you guys off with a few quick things before I get out of here. First of all, I'm sorry, once again, I can't show this to you because my screen is frozen. I'm very upset with this machine right now. But anyway, if you have not joined the birthday video template contest, today's the last day. All right, so might be too late. But hey, if you started something, you want to finish it by midnight, whatever time you're at, hey, you got plenty of time. If you want to go check out the contest, I'm going to go ahead and share the link real quick in the chat so you guys can check it out if you want to. Lots of great prizes on here that you can win. $100 Amazon gift card and a year of Director Suite 365 is the third prize. Second prize is an Apple Watch SE and a 1-year Director Suite 365 subscription. And the first prize is an iPhone 14, 128 gigs, and a 1-year Director Suite 365 subscription. And then they're giving away 2 Judges Awards, kind of like consolation prizes. And with that, each one of those winners will get a 1-year PowerDirector app subscription. So terms and conditions of the contest and the rules and all those things can be accessed from the link that I just sent you guys. So if you're interested in joining in and trying to win those goodies, check that out. And then last thing I had on here, just another update from Cyberlink around having some features available on iOS and not having those features available on Android and PC. They still said they're still working. They said stay tuned. More monthly updates will come. There'll be more things on Android and more things on PC to kind of get them caught up to the features that they've added on iOS. So hopefully those things will be coming in the near future. So, I mean, they started this maybe 6-7 months ago, and we're still waiting. But hopefully they'll get it up to par as soon as possible. So and Sue says she entered the birthday contest. That's awesome. Good luck to you, Sue. I hope you win. You make great videos. Jackie Ranger says, God bless y'all. Take care and good night. And I'm going to say the same thing. Thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to hit that like button. Appreciate all of the super chats, super stickers, all of my Team PDU members. Thank you for joining me for another live stream. I will see you guys.